And we are live. Well, hello there, YouTube. This is Ondarian ASMR, Matt, and doing a slightly later one this week. Usually go online about 8 p.m. GMT. It is actually 9 p.m. GMT, but it is Friday night, so you know, we make the most of it. Okay, just put out the usual Twitter. There we go. There's a time delay. I have just silence the desktop audio. You will hear white noise in the background. I have I have a fan on the go because it is warm this evening. It's about 24-25 degrees this evening, so it is really warm. Summer has finally hit the UK, so I will just bring the mic over, or in fact let's move the microphone over this side and see what happens, because I'm playing about with the setup a bit, and so let's bring the microphone over here. Oh, and if you hear a new buzzing, I have a new phone. So I have a new phone, Samsung A02s. So I got that for my birthday, my 37th birthday. So I will just put out a quick tweet. As I say, I am a bit later this week. Usually go online about 8 p.m, but things happen. I am now live on YouTube. Please do come and join me. There we go, link to the live stream. Hashtag ASMR, even though technically this isn't ASMR specifically as a live stream, you know, it's whatever goes, really. Content creator, YouTube, live stream, live, YouTube live. There we go. So that can go out, and hopefully we'll get some more viewers. Welcome, by the way, to you, whoever you are. Always a pleasure to have at least one viewer at any time. So yeah, what have I been up to? What have I been up to? Whew. Not a lot this week, really. Did have a second interview this week, got the job, so I'm really happy about that. Yeah, really pleased about that. Got some Lego, which I'll show you later. Yeah, you know, I'm pleased that I got the job that I was hoping for, and you know, it really does make the week go. I'm just going to fiddle about with the volume of this microphone. As I say, I have got a fan on because it is really warm here this evening. Really warm. I've got, you know, I've got a lot sort of going on, and happening really, you know. We've got 2 more participants for chapter 16 of the Lord of War and Heartache, so there's 1 more character to cast for that. So if you like cosplay and you like steampunk and you're an ASM artist, drop me a shout, because I'm looking for 1 more person to take on the role of the Dreamweaver. Long story short, it's set in a place called the Dream Factory in the Dream Realm. It's part of that sequence, and the actual title of the chapter is The Nightmare Machine. Now, so far we've got several roles already filled. I'm playing the role of the Dream Programmer, which will be my first actual video for the project. I have never, up till now, all my characters have been voiceover. This will be the first time I've ever done a character on screen for the Lord of War and Heartache. You know, the characters we've got for that one are myself as the Dream Programmer, the Dream Dealer, the Dream Inventor, the Dream Engineer, and the Dream Packer, who is basically more like a senior gift wrapping manager. I've sent out all the scripts so far, and it's just the Dreamweaver that I need to find. So if you're an ASM artist and you're watching back this live stream and you like cosplay, you like steampunk, and you're looking for someone to collaborate with on a project, drop me a line. You can contact me via my email, which you'll find in my About tab, on my channel. You can also find me on Instagram. You can message me on Instagram, on Darian ASMR, and you can message me on Twitter on Darian ASMR. So I'm quite easy to find, and I use the same profile picture, so it goes, you know, it easy to find me on the social media platforms. You know, it keeps everything, it keeps all my social media balanced. So yes, sorry, I was just distracted by a message, rather interesting message on elsewhere, but that's fine, that's okay. It was just something that came through my email, but it wasn't what I thought it was, so I'll leave that to look at later. Yeah, so exciting times, you know, very exciting times. If I have to put out a tweet again, I will put out a tweet again. Anyway, so yeah, you know, I've had a bit of luck this week, which I'm really happy about. You know, it's been a long time coming, really, and you know, I feel I've earned. I do feel I've earned this bit of good luck, really. It does make a huge difference for me. Because, you know, I've worked so hard towards achieving what I wanted, which I have now. and I think everything else will just fall into place. Everything else that I've always wanted and wanted to achieve will just fall into place as well. I think let the good times roll, as they say. You know, bring about a new start, a new chapter. Obviously, it will reduce the amount of time I have to work on the project. However, thank you so much, Hoovian. Thank you very much. Just so you know, I am looking at doing some Doctor Who related material, because I myself am a Whovian. You might see my it's very grainy, but you might see some of my figures behind me. I've got Drathro there. I can never remember his name. Greg Davis from the Husbands of River Song. One of the robots from. Of course, I've got Zarbi and a couple of Yeti up there as well. So you know, I am a Whovian. I've got quite a few figures in my collection. You know, I'm working on a lot of new content as well. But with this bit of good luck I've had, it will mean that content will be more spaced out. I won't be able to focus, which is why I like the fact that I do a majority of my work as collaborations, because not only does that give other people the opportunity to showcase their skills and talents through my channel, because there's a lot of people who have discovered ASM artists through what I've created, through, you know, being subscribed to me, and that's really worthwhile. I mean, as I say, I started the current project a year ago. The versions that people are seeing at the moment are actually 3rd edition versions from chapter 1 up to chapter 7 at least. They still have my old channel name, AFOASMR, because it's too time consuming to update the old videos with the new oh yes, we do indeed, thank you, yes. You know, and yeah, so it is time consuming to update the old videos, so they still have my old channel name, but you know, it's growing. The channel is slowly growing. It's building up, and I hope I've got plans up to chapter 34, and I'm already sort of working on ideas or jotting down ideas for chapter 35 onwards. It's getting there. It is definitely getting there. And I can see this story going on for quite some time. I think it's going to be, you know, it's a passion project. It is definitely a passion project. Yeah, you know, I talk about it a lot in my live streams. I know I do, and don't be afraid to tell me if you're bored about hearing about it. But I genuinely do feel it's kept me going through the entire pandemic, really, and it's not going to take a back seat. It's just that I will have to slow down on the amount of, but that's good because it will give people a chance to catch up. I mean, we've got 14 chapters in the series. You know, 14 chapters in the series is a lot, really. And considering they're anywhere up to 30 minutes to an hour long in length, I mean, the longest video in the series so far is chapter 13 at 1 hour 45 minutes and 31 seconds. That is nearly a 2 hour long video. The second longest after that is, I want to say, yeah, chapter 11. So, and I would say the shortest chapter is probably Lord of Necrotia of the Vampire Saga at only 8 minutes or so. So, you know, because we've got, there's 30 videos in the playlist in total, 14 main chapters and 26 what I call side story chapters. So, you know, if you're coming into this live stream and you're brand new to my channel, I do highly recommend you drop by my playlist and have a look at from chapter 1 onwards of Lord of War and Heartache, because up to chapter 4, it's so chapters 1, 2 and 3 are solo, so I perform them on my own. From chapter 4 onwards, the majority of videos are collaborative, so there are literally every single video that's listed is a collaboration, unless it doesn't have the term collaboration written into it. So, you know, it's easy to know which is which, but I've worked with some amazing content creators on this project, and I'm continuing to work with some amazing you know, we've got some really good names in the series, and you know, I've seen quite a few of them grow, you know, faster than, you know, and I couldn't be happier for them, to be honest with you. I'm really happy to see so many of the people involved grow. Absolutely. Yeah, and I know that in time, you know, my channel will grow as well. I mean, you know, it's early days. It's still early days. I mean, my channel is, let's see, I celebrated my 1 year channelversary back in June 24th was my 1 year channelversary. So it's about, my channel's about a year and a half a month old, really. It's not quite a year and 1 month yet. You know, and I've got 379 subscribers. You know, I'm getting close to 400. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it to shoot up overnight, really, to be honest with you, because it's such a niche. The whole concept of this project is unique. It's niche. You know, it's not going to be for everyone. It's not your conventional, you know, content that most people expect from a channel like mine. It's all, you know, it's all about the story. It's all about the telling of the story. And that's what makes it so special to me. It's something I've worked on for a very, very long time. A very long time. And you know, it's played a big part in my world, really. You know, I've worked a lot upon it. As I say, it's kept me going through the entire pandemic, this project on YouTube. You know, writing, developing characters, you know, collaborating with other content creators, things, you know, things like that. And it's kept me going throughout. You know, it's kept me busy, kept my mind going, kept me focused. It has given me something to focus on. You know, it really has given me something to be focused on. When I'm not looking for, when I haven't been looking for employment, which I have been. As I say, I had this piece of good luck today, and chances are, now I've had one piece of good luck, the rest will follow. I'd like to think it would do it like that. I would really like to think it would work like that. It doesn't always, let's face it. It doesn't always work like that, to be honest with you, but it would be nice to think it did. It really would be nice to think it did. But yes, you know, I am absolutely grateful for everyone who supports me and, you know, has become a friend and you know, shared in my world and my creativity. You know, it really has become something very special to me, and I'm grateful. You know, I mean, I never even imagined I would reach 379 subscribers. I mean, I've told this story many times before, but many years ago, I encountered a really cruel person that told me if I ever started a YouTube channel, I wouldn't get a single subscribe. I wouldn't get one subscriber, or I'd be lucky if I got one subscriber, because no one wanted to know me. Apparently, no one cared. I'm just going to put some extra lights on. There we go. So, you know, joke's on them. And yeah, you know, 379 subscribers, can't argue with that. You know, if I had time, I would name each and every single one of you. Unfortunately, some of you seem to keep your identities private, then henceforth I am unable to thank you in person, you know, or name, you know, shout out your name, at least. It would be unfair for me to shout out the people I can see and not shout out the people I can't see following me. So I do think it's better to just say thank you, really. Yeah. So we recently had chapter 14. That was last week. That was a week ago today. And if you haven't seen that yet, I highly recommend you have a look. As I say, if you're watching this on replay and you're brand new to the channel, I do highly recommend watching the project from chapter 1, because obviously it's integral that you kind of do. This isn't really something you can jump in and out of. It is a completely structured story, and we're still really in the first part of the storyline, so it's still very early days. There are huge events coming up in the story that you kind of do need chapter 1 to 14 so far for the full context. It does help. Plus, I would recommend listening to all the side story chapters. As I said, in the playlist there's 30 videos. As I say, the majority of them are quite old, you know, re-uploaded only a month ago, so they look like they're a month old, but in fact those videos are a year old, because they're third editions of older videos, and hence why they've got sort of brand new thumbnails, you know, brand new sort of text and everything. I've been doing everything through not Outlook, PowerPoint. I've discovered PowerPoint for editing title cards, which actually fit better to the screen size of the video editing that I do. So yeah, so I'm kind of working on new material, new ideas, you know, jotting down notes and things and anything that takes my fancy. Obviously we've got the Academy project well underway, so I'm waiting to hear some updates from them. If you've seen my Twitter feed, you will have seen one exclusive image that I created for one of my voiceover characters. That is the only image I'm releasing at the moment. As things move on, I will be releasing. It's not a secret project, but you know, I wanna build up some interest. You know, I want to whet people's appetites. I don't. Because I know it's easy to get bogged down in story like mine, but the point is, it is an ambitious project. I never wanted to go mainstream as an ASMR artist. Everything I do is driven by ambition. You know, it's ambition to tell a story, it's ambition to create original characters. It's, you know, I admit I am an ambitious person. You know, it's something that is just the way I am, really. You know, it's always been my ambition to tell a story and you know, write, and as a hobby anyway, not as a job or anything. So yeah, you know, I'm kind of living my dream, as it were. Kind of living my dream. And I'm sure at this point you're thinking, well, I've seen all these other you know, live streams, and he talks about, of course I do. Of course I do. Because that is the passion. You know, that is, I mean, it could also be the autism, but, you know, being autistic, but at the end of the day, if you're passionate about something, if you're truly focused on a concept that you absolutely, truly believe in, then you're going to talk about it. You are going to talk about it until the cattle come home. You're going to talk about it, you know, to the point that you took hind legs off a donkey, sort of thing, as the saying goes. Hi Julie, thank you for joining me. Yeah, I'm doing fine, thank you. Yes, yeah. Just going through some sort of waxing lyrical about my channel and all that. Obviously things are going to have to change a little bit. Now I've had my good news. So I'm gonna have to. I'm not stopping and I'm not slowing down as such, but I'm gonna have to rethink my strategy, because obviously if I'm gonna be working again, thank goodness, you know, I'm gonna have to try and work out my time better around my channel and social life and things like that. You know, I've been very fortunate that I've had all the time that I've had to build and develop my channel. Hi Sage, thank you for joining me. But obviously, employment is most important of all, and you know it's a job I really wanted, and I'm really glad that I was. I haven't had the start date yet. There's a few things that need to be dealt with first, but once it's all cleared, I should get my start date. So I still have a little bit of time to work on my channel, but I'm gonna have to try and focus on that rather than my channel, which is understandable. So there won't be so many tweets, thank goodness. I hear you cry. You know, activity on my channel will reduce. There may not always be a weekly live stream. I try and do them once a week, mainly because I keep them on a Friday. That shouldn't change. However, it depends on if my social life changes, you know, because obviously when you get into a job, your social life sometimes changes. So I don't know quite yet how that's going to work. So I'm going to try and, yeah, indeed, Sage, that's the thing. I am going to try and work out a balance between work, social, and YouTube. Any weekends that I'm not out and about or doing anything in particular, I will probably dedicate to YouTube. Evenings, I will try and write if I have time. And any kind of days I'm not working, I will try and sort things out, but at the moment I need to kind of organise the situation. Thank you, Julie. Yes, yeah, as I say, I'm really pleased. It's come at the right time, really. It really has, and you know, I waited so long for a job. It's been about 8 months since I was made. Well, since my temporary my 2-month contract ended, and it'll be a year in August that I was made redundant. So it's a shame the temporary contract couldn't be extended. However, the travel was taking its toll upon me. The travel for this role isn't so bad. It's literally, you know, it's literally a direct journey. So yeah, but yeah, back to being an administrator again. So, you know, and the nice thing is I will be able to afford, you know, it means I'll be able to afford, you know, props and possibly looking at creating new costumes and things like that. So I will be able to do proper videos instead of just voiceovers. We shall have to see how that goes, but you know, if it means I can expand on potentially getting props and things like that, then, you know, it will make things a lot easier for creativity visually. So that will be nice. What else, you know, and obviously as the channel grows and evolves, if I've said this so many times, but if I were successful in becoming monetized, the money I'd make, although I understand it's not a great deal, would be reinvested back into the channel. You know, I wouldn't consider myself Yeah, well, the thing is, I'm because obviously I still live at home. I'm in talks with my parents in sorting out a sorting out my room where I do my recording, this room, and possibly there's some considerations that might well, I've got my green screen. I do have my green screen. But the other thing is, I'm looking at potentially soundproofing, proper soundproofing. And the other thing is, having a focus wall that I can, drape backdrops and things like that. I do need to discuss that with them, mind you, but it would be nice to have that sort of feature. So I can so that I can do more videos. I would really like to do more videos, and I am still investigating a video camera that will allow me to actually, so I don't have to use so I don't have to keep using my phone to record, because it's fine using your phone, but it's just it's the awkwardness because you gotta plug it in, whereas I can just plug in the camera and just stream it straight through to my laptop. Yeah, I mean, if I use bed sheets, I'd get some basic ones. I wouldn't fork out or shell out money for them. I'd get probably get some colours, but nothing extravagant. Yeah, I'd have to think about that. But anything that can be used as a backdrop, definitely. Yeah, it's really looking up at the moment. Things are really. Oh, the wooden one is is actually vinyl, is it? Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, obviously we don't call them thrift stores over here. We call them charity shops, because they obviously raise money for local and national charities. They don't always have bed sheets there. They're very careful about what they they're very careful about what they sell. Bedding, I think, is one of the is okay to a degree if it's not open, but there's certain things they won't take. So I do need to make sure what I find is, for a start, clean. I mean, I used to volunteer many years ago in a charity shop, and some of the things that we received, we just had to throw out. It was awful, because we had to throw out a lot of stuff because it was soiled. Clothing, bed sheets. It was horrible. We had to wear rubber gloves. We couldn't touch what had been. It's like people have just decided to dump their rubbish on us and call it a donation. It was horrible, absolutely horrible. But things are picking up again now that the restrictions are being lifted, which I'm sort of in. Oh, Primark. Oh. Ooh, that's Primark. No, sorry. I'll never forget was that Primark or IKEA that I ended up walking around for 6 hours. I think no, that was IKEA. Ended up going to IKEA for 6 hours, and all I came back with was a table lamp. No, but my sister could spend 3 hours in Primark, and the problem I find with Primark is I find their clothes irritate my skin. It triggers uncomfortable sensations in my skin. I think it's the material they use. So, yeah, it was gross. It was very gross. I mean, they had a washing machine for things that could be sold. We did wash some of the stuff if it came to us. If it was in good condition, but it needed a wash, it would get put in the machine and then ironed and all that. But there was so much stuff we had to throw away because it was, there was stuff we even had to throw away because it had mould on it. It was disgusting. And it's the pitfalls of working in the charity shop, unfortunately. Actually, I want to give a shout out here actually to another channel. I don't, if you like thrifting, there's a very good channel that I follow on YouTube. You might know her, you might not know her. I think she goes as Southern ASMR Sounds, and at least I think it's Southern ASMR Sounds. If you know of her, do go give her channel a look. I've been to subscribe to her for quite a while now, and she does a lot of videos around thrifting. What she's purchased at thrift stores and things like that, and it is really interesting to watch. Really, one of the things that she does do, which is quite popular on her channel, is she buys large bags of jewellery from the thrift store and then sifts through them, and she either does it as soft spoken or whispering. And obviously I'm not into jewellery myself as a chap, but I actually enjoy those videos that she makes like that, because the stories she tells whilst she goes through the bag. She always finds a story to connect to various items that she finds as she goes through the bag. And she is very into thrifting from what I can tell from her channel. And if you're watching this back on the replay, I do recommend you go and view her channel. I really do recommend. I have to admit, I have this issue. No. It's an issue with me, not with any. The thing is, I'm terrible at not commenting or interacting with other channels, and I really do need to start doing that more. I am doing it more with a lot of channels. I mean, for premieres, I always join the chat anyway, so that's how I show my appreciation for. One thing I have started enjoying doing is the super chat. I love doing the super chat, and supporting through channel donations. That's if you're new, if you go to any channel that has that in their premieres, you can show your support that way. And it helps, you know, because it supports. It's a good way to help, you know, get new props, things like that. It's amazing, you know, and it's always greatly appreciated by the content creator that you're supporting. And I highly recommend it because, you know, it makes you feel good as well, because you know, once you sort of become friends with those creators, it just gives you a warm, fuzzy glow inside, because, you know, you're sort of helping them towards that next prop, or, you know, they might have their eye on something really exquisite for their videos, and exactly, and, you know, it just helps to. I think it's nice to support a channel in that way. I have to say, you know, I've started doing super chats in the last couple of months, I think, and I've supported quite a few channels through them. And, you know, when you see the amount of creativity that goes into videos, it sort of, and in some cases you can play along, and, you know, if it's like a salesperson character, you can say, I'll give you this amount of coin for what you're selling me, sort of thing. You know, you can join in the fun and still make a donation at the same time to help keep the channel running. You know, that's brilliant. Yes indeed. I did mention that we've got, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this in the replay, I said at the beginning of this, we have one character remaining for chapter 16. We have one character remaining, and that is the Dream Weaver. We have the Dream Packer, we have the Dream Engineer, we have the Dream Inventor, we have the Dream Dealer, and the Dream Programmer. So the Dream Weaver is the last character available. Contact me on Twitter, Instagram, or you can email me on my channel. If you go to my About tab, my email for business inquiries, I believe it's called. Yep, where it says for business inquiries on my About tab, you can click view email address, and you can bring up my email. It is very different to my channel name, because it's actually the first ever channel name I had on YouTube, when my original channel was all about railways. That kind of moved on, and but I kept the email address because that's what I call my social email address. I have one for business purposes, for personal business, but song of the same name? I'm afraid you've lost me there. Julie, what song's that? What song's that? I'm trying to think now. Did I say something about is it something to do with business inquiries or Twitter, or you've bamboozled me there. Perchance you will enlighten me. Dreamweaver. Yes, I am. Yes. I am familiar with the song. I can't remember how it goes, but no, I am. Yes. I'll be honest, the name actually came to me from another ASM artist, because they did a dream-like video entitled The Dreamweaver, and that was Visual Sounds 1 ASMR. She made the video quite a few years back. She did make the video quite a while back, and you know, I always thought it would be a good, because I think she sort of had it as being a place, whereas I have it as an individual person, because the official name of the place this chapter's setting is called the Dream Factory. The nightmare, the title of the chapter, The Nightmare Machine, is what the citizens of the Dream Realm call it. It's nothing to do with it. It's all explained. If you're watching this back on the replay, and I'd say that a lot, because obviously most viewers are probably watching this back anyway. No, you carry on, Sage. That's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. Happy to have you in the background. You do carry on, please. Don't worry about no. So yeah, I mean, I do take a lot of inspiration from other channels, and I mean, what content creator doesn't take inspiration from other places and other, the secret is I try and keep it. I think that is the thing, though. I have kind of tried to keep it as original as I've tried to keep my work as original as I can. I mean, I don't think anyone's ever done an Academy of Entertainers, which is the big summer project on at the moment. So that will be interesting when that one finally comes out. It was a video called Choose Your Own Dream from 4 years ago by Visual Sounds 1. So it came out 4 years ago, but the title, the name that was used for the location, Dreamweaver, always stuck with me. But in this case, I'm using it as the title of a character rather than an actual place. So yeah, I mean, I've got loads of characters remaining right up to chapter 34, and I'm looking to get people on board. I accept male, female participants. Gender neutral, non-binary, gender fluid, however you identify. If you're an ASM artist, if you're a content creator, you like cosplay, you like acting, you like performing, anything like that, I'd love to hear from you, because I've got characters available. Drop me a line, drop me a message, because I would love to get as many of these characters brought to life as possible, and I can't do it on my own. I have what I like to refer to as my ensemble. Those who very much enjoy coming back, and everyone is welcome to return in some role or other, because that's always been something I pride myself on. I am more than happy for people to return as characters, new characters, previous characters they've already appeared as. It really, that's what makes it so special to me, that I don't say, right, that's it, you've done your bit. I could easily say, that's it, you've participated, you're not part. You know, that's not how I am. I want people to be involved. I want people, you know, and it's an opening. It is a completely open invitation. You know, it's never a closed invitation. Everyone, even if they've participated even once, can return whenever they wish. You know, they just needs to be when it's most convenient for them. That's the beauty of it, I think. So, you know, that's I think that's one thing that's always sort of well, you're doing fantasy yourself, Sage. I will say that. But obviously we both do it very differently, and even yours is unique because I don't think. I would say the big difference is between yourself and myself as fantasy storytellers is you revisit your characters. You do revisit a lot of characters, whereas the only sort of recurring characters we've had so far are in my series are obviously Rafik. They're all characters voiced by me, actually. Rafik, Lord Volkov, Maximus, he is returning. Who else? Cleo and Trajan, I think, are sort of the only sort of recurring characters we've had. I mean, you know, as I say, you Sage definitely have always been one of my big inspirations to do this project, because it sort of proved that you could do fantasy storytelling as an ASMR concept. It's just that I did think at the time I bit off much more. Well, that is true. I mean, you know, most of my work is most of my project is collaboration based. It's mainly because I think it's because I have so many huge plot lines. Because, as I say, we're building up to a massive sort of event, shall we say. We haven't even got to the forest realm yet. We're still we're in the dream realm at the moment, and then we'll be in the Ondarian monarchy, and then which will then take us up to the forest realm. We won't spend very long in the Ondarian monarchy because I want to explore the forest realm a bit more. So that one, the monarchy will be like the halfway point of the project. We are going to revisit the city of Garalos. Trigon is going to start playing a bigger role, so you'll definitely be hearing more from Geoffrey of Trigon and Garen. Who else? So yeah, you know, really exciting things on the way. As I say, I've still got plenty of characters up to chapter 34 to work on. I've got plenty of side story material to write and perform. The Sklade are going to return at some point. I must try and work out how I'm going to bring them back in. As I say, we've still got the dragon to come, which Game Dev's ASMR is working on. I've still got to write the script. I've still got to write that script. I'm not sure if I'm voicing him or Games Devs is voicing the dragon. Either way, I can do a dragonly voice if it turns out I'm the one voicing it. I think though it is going to be Game Devs, so watch this space. You know, as I say, we've got the Academy coming up, which I'm super excited about. We did have a setback where we've had a cast member withdraw from that due to circumstances. Brian, hello, welcome indeed. That was a good point to wet the old whistle. If you will hear a droning noise in the background. Don't worry, that's not me talking. I've got a fan on because it's so warm here this evening. It really is warm. So yes, you know, really exciting times coming up. What with, I have to admit though, the Academy is the one I'm really looking forward to, because it's a mini series in itself, and it's set. Eh? What's up? What's up, Julie? What have you done? Huh? Oh, I see what you've done. Oh dear. Oh dear. What was I saying though? You know, there's a lot of good things on the way on my channel, and you know, once I start to sort of get more props, and I don't know if I showed you this actually. I think I did it as a photo, but I don't know if I actually showed you this. Stick 'em up, you know, because I saw it and I thought that is so steampunk. You know, it really. Well, you can't really see it because it's going to be loud. Yeah, you can't really see it, but that's supposed to move and. But I'm going to get rid of the blue goo. It's got screws in it, so I'm going to unscrew it all, take it all apart, possibly deactivate it so it can't actually fire. Because I want to use this at conventions, but I don't want it to actually be. I might even glue that into place. Not the trigger. Or even on one of these fake guns, you're still supposed to hold it like that. But I'm going to remove the blue goo, file down where it says rapid fire, fill in where it says X shot. Repaint it. I was thinking sort of brass, bronze, definitely steampunk material. I did show that last week. Yeah. Oh, that's okay then. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, I will definitely show you. But there's a lot I need to do with it. There's so much I need to do with it because. I haven't really got round to taking it apart, but once I know what colours I want for it, it's going to be pretty neat. And of course now it's becoming warm weather, it's the perfect, I just need to get some brass. I think I've got some brass spray paint actually in the garage. Garage, you know, in the garage. or as Americans, or as you dear friend in America would say, garage. Sorry, that's a terrible... Oh, garage. I'm so sorry. Oh, that was awful. That was an absolutely rotten American accent. When I do an American accent, I end up sounding like Colonel Sanders. You know, I'm so proud of my chicken, I put my face on a bucket. I will never do that again, I promise you. I am so sorry. That's probably the last thing you wanted to... That's probably the last thing you needed to hear this evening, me doing an absolutely terrible American accent. Garage. Yes, the curse of being a well-spoken English gentleman chap sort of thing. Oh dear. No, I've probably upset most of the southern states as well, with that somewhat rotten accent. Mind you, if you listen to my... I really need to revisit the Destructor Saga, my sci-fi series. Maybe I will look into that. Yeah, so, you know, I promise that, absolutely promise I won't try and do another accent like that again. I did have a couple of gin and tonics this evening, so maybe, maybe they're kicking in. Oh, thank you, Brian, I appreciate that. I try to be anyway. I can slip into a slight London accent when I want to. I can sort of drop me T's and me H's, water, going over the water. But I have to be feeling really lazy when I want to do that. I really do have to think about being well spoken and all that. But someone did ask me if I'm actually from Surrey, because I'm from the county of Surrey because of how I sound. I said no, I'm from Kent. I'm from Kent, not from Surrey. I don't quite know what the I think it's just the yes, I did 42% alcohol. I did have a glass on Sunday night when on my birthday. However, I did have 2 glasses this evening, and I do need to get some more tonic water. So yeah, just be glad I haven't had my milk vodka yet. I've had that. How long have I had that now? About 2-3 years, in fact. I really do need to drink that. It should be okay though, because it's vodka. It should be okay. So we shall see. Yeah. Thing is, I'm not the greatest of drink. I'm not the heaviest of drinkers these days at all. My drinking days, my days of sort of regular drinking are long gone. But health-wise, I seem to be doing all right at the moment, because I had my first appointment with the respiratory clinic on Wednesday, and my height is 5'11", my weight is 19.5 stone, which I think is something I'm not sure what that is in kilograms and pounds, but you know, they didn't show any sign of concern or anything. So maybe I'm perhaps the right body weight for my height or something. Obviously I am still trying to I am working on losing weight still, because next month I've got a telephone appointment with my surgeon for gallbladder. So once that goes ahead, I will have to continue with the changes in my diet and my, you know, consumption of alcohol and things like that. As I say, I don't drink that regularly anyway. I mean, I'll probably have another drink next week, perhaps next Friday. You know, if I have it in the house, I like a drop every once a week, perhaps. As I say, I'm not a heavy drinker. So I think, you know, you got to live. You got to enjoy yourself. I obviously, you know, the role I'm going for, I wouldn't be able to drink in the week anyway, because it's in civil engineering and they have zero tolerance on drugs and alcohol. So I mean, the only thing I take is my anxiety pill anyway. So, you know, my citalopram for my anxiety. So that's about it really. Which just helps me get through the day really. I mean, you can always tell when I'm off that, because, well, you just have to look at my Twitter feed and you know when I'm off my meds, or my med, to be honest. And that's a true statement. So yeah, you know, I so much to work on at the moment, and you know, but you know, finding the right balance. Now I have, and as I said earlier in this feed, now I've been offered the role that I've been offered. I will be able to make more investments in ooh boy, yeah, you better yeah, all the best, Sage. Yeah, concentrate on them. You take care and enjoy the time with the family later. Yeah. When have we as kids never smacked, you know? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so you know, it'd be nice to be able to invest in the channel a bit more with you know, actually be able to purchase and be able to afford to purchase some proper props and accessories for costumes and things, because the costume I wear for Maximus, and which I'll be wearing in the Dream Realm Chapter 16, is also my steampunk cosplay for Comic-Con, so I really want to invest in some more props. I'd like to get some faux leather accessories, because you know I think I know who might be able to approach for that, because I'm interested in, you know, or as much as you know it would be nice to have leather accessories for you know, cosplay and all that. I think it would be better to have fake leather for cosplay, because at least then it's ethical, you know, it's much more ethical. And I'd only wear them during the day anyway, so it's not like, you know, it'd be things like shoulder guards, things like that. Anything that can be used, you know, for... Yeah. I'll investigate that. It's been a funny old week, really. I think, you know, I do think it's not been a bad week at all, really. There's still things I'm waiting to hear from, you know, there's still things I'd like to happen, but take it from the top. Take it each day as it comes, really. Yeah, so you know, keeping an eye on things, and trying to sort of sort things out at the same time. Is it me, or when you sort of do these live streams, you sometimes find yourself becoming less chatty the longer you go on for? It really does kind of become... It might just be me, but I do kind of find it harder to sort of... think about what you're going to say, because it get, you know, once you feel you've said all... I like live streaming. I really do enjoy it, because I enjoy spending time with you, my viewers. You know, even if you just sort of watch it back and things like that, and you know, any interaction you give with me on this channel is genuinely welcome. You know, it really is, because this channel is about you. It's not about me. I run the channel, but you make the channel, because you the viewer, spur me on to make the content. You are by clicking on my videos, by clicking on my videos, or watching and listening to everything I have to say in these live streams, really does help build this channel. You know, without you, this channel wouldn't be anything at all. And see, that's true. I really ought to think about doing more triggers. That is something, because I think it's because I've never actually considered myself a conventional ASMR artist. I think that's where my what's the word? Underlying I've forgotten what the word is now. You know, where I know what I can show you. I built it today. built it today. There's the base for it. It's built out of Lego. Yep, I built this today. This is just the base for it. But, ooh, he says knocking out a piece. Bear with, bear with. There we go. Very easy to fix. Now we just press that back in place. But this Lego bonsai tree. Always wanted an actual bonsai tree, but never knew how to actually care for one. So I was up in London on Tuesday for this job, and I went to the Lego store in Leicester Square. And the thing is, I went to the Hampton Court flower show, as you know, and I've still got photos I need to upload and share. Yeah, didn't get to the palace because that wasn't actually open to the public, unless you had a ticket for it. But they had a display of real bonsai trees at Hampton Court at the flower show in the flower tent. And I actually said to my mum, I've always wanted a bonsai tree, but the problem is I have no idea how to care for it. So, you know, I was up in London on Tuesday. Yeah, yes it was, yeah. And I went to the Lego store in Leicester Square, and they actually had... I've still got the box. I think I have, yeah. They actually had, because this is the actual box, it's part of their botanical collection. My sister actually has the vase of flowers. She actually went and bought herself a vase to put them in, but it also has it's not very clear on here, but this is the Japanese cherry blossom. There's actually 100, you can't actually see it very clearly, but there's actually 100 pink Lego frogs on top of that tree acting as cherry blossom. And the thing is, I have chosen not to do that bag. So in there I have a bag. There you go. I don't know how effective that is, but we'll give it a try. Anyway, in this bag are 100 pink frogs. What on earth? Now, they said that obviously you can build these particular parts and fit them onto this, this, because it all clips off. But to be honest with you, I'm keeping it as it is. I'm not changing it because it's a bonsai tree, and I've always wanted a bonsai tree. So what on earth am I going to do with 100 pink frogs? Now that's not something you hear someone ask every day. I mean, it's also got like cherry blossom flowers as well. You know, it's got other bits and pieces that I can use, and these white tree bits I can use in a winter scene. But yeah, 100 pink frogs. Yeah, it's a lovely set. I mean, I built it in just over 2 hours. It took my sister 3 hours to do the flowers. But yeah, I had it fully built within I started at about 10:15 and finished at about 12:15. So it's not their most complicated build. They do other botanicals as well. I actually said to my mum, I kind of wish I bought 2 of the set, because there's a lot of parts in it that are unique and can be used elsewhere. And there's a lot of unique colours in it as well that could be used in other projects. But at £45, I think it's best to just buy the one and appreciate it for what it is. You know, a Lego bonsai tree. I mean, I didn't come away completely empty-handed either. I did, and I was really happy to see this. I haven't built them yet, but I bought some of their more sort of younger age Lego Creator, which kind of reminds me of the old Lego system that I had when I was growing up. And this one is particularly exciting because the robot that comes with it, there we go, the robot there that comes with it, my finger's actually over its legs, is actually a remake of the original 1989-1990 Lego robot. So I was quite excited when I saw that, because Lego, and they've even brought back the old Knight's Castle from about 1991-1992, which I'm really happy to see. So they're really going on a nostalgia trip at the moment, which means I'm on a nostalgia trip for Lego, and I'm really hoping that they revisit M-Tron in the future, because that's what got me into Lego to begin with. The very first sets I had was Lego M-Tron, and yeah, see, I thought about doing a video, but my setup, since I've got a new phone, I don't want to. I think it was putting my old phone in the what do you call it? The selfie stick that caused it to break in the way it did, which was quite awkward. So I won't actually be using my Galaxy, my Samsung, to film. At the moment I'm going to concentrate mainly on voice acting, ASMR, and once my video camera is delivered, I will be able to stream better pictures. I will be able to actually record better pictures, and obviously link it directly to my laptop, which will make things a heck of a lot easier for me. So I think, you know, technology-wise, things are looking up. So I will sort that out over the weekend and look at some technological upgrades for, you know, to help my channel grow a bit more. And you know, I don't expect it to sort of, you know, I mean, I've never expected it to explode overnight, and I wouldn't want to, because the amount of pressure I think I would feel I'm under for, you know, having a large-ish channel. But you know, eventually when the time comes, it will be nice to have a large community. You know, at the moment 379 is a reasonable sized community for me here on YouTube. It's manageable, and it also means that, you know, live streams and premieres aren't bombarded by chat that's constantly move. That's the one thing that that does catch me out with, you know, you go into some of these huge channels like, say, GB, for example, and they can only pick out certain chat at any one time because it's moving so fast. I'm sure I've seen somewhere that you can slow down the chat, but it just moves so fast you can't keep up with it. You really can't keep up with it. And this is why I like being a small channel. I will say this now, I've been thinking about this a lot recently, and I've been thinking about the pros and cons of growing quickly, you know, and I take my hat off to anyone who does grow quickly, because, you know, it is truly well deserved. You know, it really is a testament to their creativity and their content. However, when you're a niche content creator, I do think, on reflection, it is better to be a small channel for a period of time and grow slowly, because it gives people a chance to appreciate and enjoy what you create. You know, it would be nice, you know, I wouldn't have an issue of shooting up overnight. However, I would say being a small channel is easier to manage than being a large channel, you know, that skyrockets almost immediately. You know, I've seen that happen. I have seen that happen, you know, new channels suddenly reaching the dizzy heights within a few weeks of beginning. You know, I mean, it's taken me over a year now to reach 380, or, well, 379 subscribers. And as I've said in this live stream, I'm grateful for every single one of my subscribers, every single one of my subscribers, because I've said it before and I'll keep saying it. You make this channel. This channel isn't about me; it's about you, and that's the point I've always tried to make. This isn't about my ego. I mean, I don't have an ego. Well, we all have an ego, but, you know, I don't. Exactly, Brian. Exactly that. You know, it really does help to be able to, because, you know, I'm still learning this process, really. There's new things I learn every day, and you can play to the algorithm, and you can, I mean, I'm doing everything I can to you know, I am doing everything I can to sort of match YouTube's algorithms and things like that, but all in all, I mean, it's like when I get messages from these, I mean, I never understand what SEO stands for, but they go on about, oh, we can help you grow your channel, we can manage your channel for you. They're not managing your channel for you. What? And this is me, you know, I'm more than likely preaching to the choir here. I'm more than likely preaching to the choir here, especially if you're watching this back and you're a content, you know, an ASM artist like I am. These SEO people, they contact you and say, oh, we can manage your channel for you, we can help you grow, we can advertise. You look, and often it's a con, because what they're actually doing is selling you viewers, selling you viewing time, selling, they're actually selling you things. And search engine optimization. I apologise for this, but I have 2 words. And this is not often I curse on social media, but to me, it's bullshit. I beg your pardon for that. I do apologise, but I take this very, because at the end of the day, the only person you're cheating is yourself, because half the things they sell are fake anyway. They sell you viewers, and then because they're fake robot viewers, YouTube removes them anyway, so you're going to lose those viewers to begin with. And as soon as you try and complain, they've got your money. Exactly, which is why I am big on self-promotion. This is why I do my live streams, because anyone who drops by, and everyone is welcome to drop by, can find me. This is why I like doing my self-promotion, because I know me better than anyone. If anyone can sell me, it's me. I've got that new sort of thing up on my channel where I do the voices, where I do my sort of voice demonstration. I've actually combined them into 9 videos, so that the initial one is me saying, "Hi, this is Ondarian ASMR. If you enjoy stories, blah 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 blah, have a look at my channel," and then it goes into the different characters that I perform. So it works in a way, and the thing is, it has kind of worked, because there's been a number of channels that have given me shout outs, so it is working to a degree, and I'm very grateful for that. It's not a matter of if. I've never been a person to use the word if. It's always when. And it's when people find me. It's when they discover my work. And I'm always so grateful when they do. Because, whether or not, there's no obligation to subscribe to my channel, ever. But it is a thrill, it is a thrill for me when I gain a subscriber, because it's one more person to share my world with, and that is something big. That is something I've always wanted in life, to share my world with people, and as many people as possible. That's the point of being a storyteller. You want it to become something. You want it to be like a lead. You want it to become sort of. I mean, I'm not looking to be the next Disney or anything like that. What I'm just doing is, a person with an ambition, a dream, a concept, an idea, creativity, originality, things like that. I mean, some people, I think I can understand if some people think I might be boasting there, but I'm not one to boast. I just take so much pride in what I create, and I take so much pride in knowing that there are people who really enjoy what I create, but so much more in the fact that there are people who actually enjoy participating in what I create. They actually embrace what I create and really sort of it's one of the best feelings ever, to be able to share my world with people, regardless of whether they're a participant or a viewer. That is what I set out to achieve. That is the point of what I set out to achieve. The whole thing is sort of it's built up a social network for me in such an amazing community. I have made so many amazing friends online through this entire idea, and that is just so special to me. That is just so, to me, it's what that is all about. It isn't about fame, it isn't about money, it's not about numbers or anything like that. It's all about connection. That's the epiphany. That is the realisation. It's not about, how well known across the world you are. It's connecting with people, it's talking to people, it's building friendships, it's building sort of social relationships. It's that sort of thing. It's not about, this whole concept is not and never has been about me, and that's the truth. It's been about being part of something, being involved with something, being part of a community and sharing in that community. That's what it is to me. It's not to have this channel to be all about me would be so selfish. It would be absolutely selfish of me. That's the thing. That is why I put out my calls for people who want to participate, who want to be part of it, because I don't want to keep this story to myself. I've never wanted to keep it to myself. That's the beauty of this project. That's the beauty of this concept. It's not... If I wanted it to be all about me, I'd be doing every single character. They'd probably all be male. But, that's the thing. It's nothing... This channel is nothing without the people who participate. It's nothing without subscribers. When I've seen channels within other communities on YouTube, not the ASM, but I've seen channels where it's become all about the content creator. It's not, they will only do things. It's really difficult to explain, it's really difficult to describe, because you need to find these, and I can't name channels off the top of my head, and I certainly won't name channels off the top of my head, because I'm not that sort of a person. But I've seen it where they become bigger than the channel, and they neglect, for want of a better term, they neglect their viewers, they neglect their content, they become obsessed with themselves, and that is, that's not what I want to become. I want you you, the viewer, you, the good people who collaborate with me, my friends, my community, you know, the community that I belong to, not my community, it's our community. It always has been our community. Again, to say my community is, I don't like that. It's our community. But, you know, that, I'm nothing without you. I am absolutely nothing without you. You, I've said it before, you make this channel, and without you there is no Ondarian ASMR, there is no Lord of War and Heartache, there is there, you know, there really is no content or concept without your support, and that is what makes this so special to me. That is what absolutely makes this whole thing such a thrill ride. You know, it's and I say this a lot during live streams because I am just so grateful for I am just so grateful for everybody involved. You know, I am so grateful for the community I've become part of. You know, again, I don't say my community, it's a community, because I speak the truth here. I really do speak the truth here, because, you know, I could be one of those content creators that are just look at me, blah 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 blah. But I'm not. I never want to be one of those. I never ever want to become one of those content creators. I don't want flashy cars, I don't want expensive clothing, I don't want a house on cribs, or whatever they call it these days, I don't know. I just want to be a content creator. I just want to provide for my viewers, my subscribers, because that's all that matters to me. You know, it's not about big flashy cars, big houses, you know, like some of these content creators have gained from what they've done on their channels. You know, it's nothing. I don't want that. I just want to tell a story, and that is why you out there are so important. You are the core of that story. You are the diplomat. You are the traveller, the diplomat, the student, the, you know, whatever role you take that on. The characters interact with you. They don't interact with me. They interact with you, the viewer. And that's the thing. I mean, obviously when I watch the videos, I become the viewer, but because I already know the story and I already know what's going to be said, that's me out, because technically I'm the storyteller, I'm the writer, I'm the artist that paints the pictures. And then the people who collaborate with me bring those pictures to life. So it has never ever been about me. it's always been about you, because that's always been what is most important. And as I've said before, I have made so many amazing new friends in the community that I have become part of because of this. You know, I have worked with so many amazing people on my own project, on their projects. It's this last year, regardless of there being a pandemic, has been one of the best years I have ever lived. And you know, we've been through some hard times in the last year. You know, there's been a lot of rough times and complicated times and things like that, but in all honesty, 2020 and 2021 that's been and gone already has been a real turning point in my life, because it really it's shown so much to what, you know, what's really important, what is truthfully important in this world. And we need more community, we need more friendship, we need more, you know, I consider myself an ally to many people, and you know, I've had a lot of help along the way for that, you know, because I've made mistakes, I've said, I've sort of misquoted, or you know, and I've learned. That's the thing, because of the friends I've made, I've learnt so much in this last year, and it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. I am so grateful for that, because I think I've become a better person because of all this. You know, some people have become exactly, Julie, exactly, because what's the point of tearing folks down? It's happened to me in the past. I've been torn down many times in the past, and it virtually destroyed me. It literally did destroy me. I had to build myself up so many times because of it. You know, I've encountered some really cruel and nasty people in my life, and you know, it was a really dark tunnel that I had to travel through. For many years, it was like travelling through a dark tunnel. But I finally saw the light at the end, and you know, bettered myself in so many ways. I swore from that day I would never become those people. I would never ever become those people, because their cruelty was just too much to even be believable. It was awful, and it was knowing them that made me swear to myself I would never ever ever become them. The bigotry that I faced, you know, because I'm autistic, the hatred that was thrown towards me, the want of seeing me out of their perfect little worlds. And they very nearly won. I very nearly let them win. And over the years, it consumed me. It all consumed me. And then the one thing that kept me going through all that darkness was ASMR. It saved me on so many occasions. It really did save me. And this, in a way, is my unique way of giving back. You know, it really. It does. It absolutely does. We're human. We are human, and I think the majority of humans, you know, much like yourself, regret. You know, do have regret. But the people who caused me so much torment, I know to this day they have no regret. They have no remorse for what they did to me. They have nothing. And that's a big difference. Because if you instantly regret something, then that makes you human. Because we all do things at the spur of the moment, out of anger, out of I appreciate that. I really do, Julie. Thank you. You're more than welcome. It's just, you know, it's just human nature, really. I mean, it's a reaction. It's a reactionary thing. It's natural. But there are some people that just do it because for some reason they enjoy it. How can you get joy out of that? How can you get joy out of making people miserable? Where is the joy in that? There is none. It's a question that's impossible to answer. You know, as I say, we're all human. We're human, and the majority of us. Yeah. I mean, I admit that I have a sarcastic streak. I can be incredibly sarcastic. It doesn't reveal itself very often, and when it does, you will know when it does. I have to be pushed. I have a limitation, you see, and I have to be pushed. You have to, I think. You can't let it take over. Yeah, you know, they have to make themselves. It's the only way they can make themselves feel better, you know. And you know, that's the. Well, I'm not a psychologist, so you know I wouldn't be able to tell who's a sociopath and who's simply miserable in their own world, I guess. I mean, I've worked with some very egotistical people. I've encountered, well, not worked with, but I've encountered in the past some incredibly egotistical people that, you know, made my life very, very difficult, and you just carry on. You know, the thing is, I didn't retaliate. I didn't take action against them, which wound them up even more, because I refused to sort of involve myself in their games, and that made them react even worse. But I wasn't going to let them win, and in the end, I did win. I got no satisfaction. I mean, I didn't even get an apology from them. They didn't even. I mean, if they knew they were in the wrong, because they could have said to me, if they weren't in the wrong, they could have said to me, why did you say all those things about me? Why did you make... No, they never even apologised for what they did. They knew they were in the wrong, and they... Yeah, I mean, it when you encounter someone who refers to Friday as who's supposed to be in a position of leadership, shall we say, and then refers to Friday as muck around Friday, yeah, you want to be, I think you need to be rather, if you know what I mean. I mean, I'm ahead of my time, really, in thought and in thought, word and deed, really. You know, I'm 37, but a lot of people say I have a much more mature brain. You know, a much more mature brain. And I mean, I see the world in a specific way anyway. I don't sort of, the way I look at the world is not probably not what a conventional 37-year-old looks at the world like. I've never been that sort of a person, even in my teenage years. I've always been ahead of my time in the way I look at things. Very observant. I'm very observant. Always observing my surroundings and always thinking. And the thing is, you can't let these people grind you down. I say that to so many people on Twitter when they say about situations they're going through. I mean, the secret is, don't let them grind you down, because as soon as they know they can crack you open like an egg, then they got you. The real secret is, don't let them know that they've got to you. Carry on. Well, I'm just looking at the time. It's gone 11 o'clock here in the UK. It's 11 PM, I should say. This live stream has been going for just over 2 hours, so I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be truthful. I think I will wrap it up there. I really truly appreciate everyone who's joined me this evening. Thank you so much for joining me. Always an absolute pleasure to have you here. I'm really grateful for your support, your friendship, your everything you bring into my world, both in this reality and in the world of my channel, shall we say. So I would like to close off with a big thank you to everyone. As always, I truly appreciate you all, every single one of you, and I think this is a good time to sign off. And always a pleasure, always a genuine pleasure for your presence being here. So thank you very much. I will be doing another live stream next week, hopefully. But for now, it's been an absolute pleasure. I will speak with you very soon. All the best. Good night.